Allez, musique.
My own life was the closest road with Lumumba's life. I was born in the same village that Lumumba was born. I spent a lot of time, more than 3 years, at the feet of Lumumba's.
What I want to talk today is Lumumba the man. There are many types of Lumumba that we know. There is a historical Lumumba, there is a political Lumumba, and there was Lumumba the man. Lumumba the man did not need a father or a mother to do what he did. Lumumba was born in Onaloa, as you know, on 2nd of July, 1925. At the birth, his father, Papa Tolenga, who came from Vele, which is 3 kilometers from Wembonyama, and his mother from Onaloa, which where everybody calls it the birth of Lumumba. Lumumba was not born in Katakukombe. Katakukombe is 100 kilometers from where Lumumba was born. And both parents were fervent Catholics. As we know in Congo, when a child is born, they have to follow parent religion and they follow their leads. That's where Lumumba, the unique child, came from. As he was attending services, Lumumba quickly, as a child, realized that what they were being preached by priests to follow was not being followed by priests. People who were going to confess to priests were quickly, or after a few days, arrested. So he rebelled against his parents. As consequences, his father almost cut all ties with him because he did not want to be submitted. His mother also cut ties with him, and Lumumba ended up on streets in Onaloa, living with uncles here and there because he rebelled. He himself got him out of Catholic Church and came to test Methodist Church. I was born in a Methodist church. He quickly realized that I was grown with Americans in the church where I was born. He quickly realized that the difference between a white man talking to a black man was quite clear. It's not racism. When I talk about Lumumba, it's not about the racism, but Lumumba realized the mental institution racism that existed at the time that even adults could not see. So he rebelled again and got out of the Methodist Church and said he could not stand for white people preaching, be nice, be kind, while they are being gruesome to native local people. That's where his unique road started. He learned a few jobs here and there until he went to Kamina. He went over to Kindo and ended up in Kisangani. That is the history of Lumumba. So personally, I know Lumumba. I just said I grew up with my mom, Lumumba's mother, and Mamo Pango, her widow, used to live like 4 or 5 houses from my mama and mother. I grew with Papa Congo, who is his brother, who was disabled. I personally do not want to stand here teaching or preaching because I feel unworthy of it. people who are here have more knowledge than what I have. But if I would like to know if people want something specific that they want to know about Lumumba, I would be happier to respond to the question so that I can give what I have that can be worthy of you taking. I have brought some quotes of Lumumba who are here. Stunningly, in Congo, we see that Lumumba, the child, Lumumba is not really known in Congo. As I mentioned, till I grew, till I got 14 years old, that I knew who Lumumba was, even though I grew up at the feet of his own mother who biologically gave birth to him. So Lumumba is known as as the introduction have said. I also brought stamps. There were stamps all over Africa. There are big roads in Iran, stamps in Russia here that they dedicated to Patrice Lumumba. Not because he was Otetela, not because he was a Congolese, not because he was born of a black couple parents, but the mentality that Lumumba had, the vision, the awareness as a child who could see how the injustices are planned and being executed that parents could not see, all the adults could not see, his friends could not see, and he himself saw it and he took it personally. Lumumba was not helped by his brothers, no. He was not helped by his friends, no. Not by his parents. So when we talk today, I'm talking about the Lumumba, the man, the child to the man that I know. So if anyone has any specific question about Lumumba, I would be much more happy to answer to your question and give at least something that you want to know. Lumumba's life is so vast. So my few seconds that remains, I do not know if anybody has any question about Patrice Emery Lumumba as a child, because today we're talking about Lumumba's childhood. And we have young people here who can ask questions, because how come now you have parents and the parents could see this injustice, but because of how cruel they were, everybody was so scared even to raise a voice. But this child fearlessly said no, he has to query it. Why is this happening? Can we answer that question today? Not to our parents, not to our brothers or sisters, not to our neighbors, not to our teachers, to our own consciousness. Why is this happening to Congo? Why is this happening to somebody on whom an injustice is being applied to? So I leave it open. If anyone has a question to ask me about Patrice Emery Lumumba, then I'll be happily right here to answer.
We will have a panel discussion at the end, and that will be the time where people ask me some questions and also saying what you understand about this Patrice Lumumba.
Thank you very much.
But it's actually, we can describe him like a spirit. You know, if you see people like Malcolm X being inspired by Patrice Lumumba, it's not something small. And for those who remember, in the Palais de la Nation in 1960, normally it was only for Kasavubu and the Belgian king to give the speech. Lumumba requested his speech on the spot. And everything he was saying was no part of something that was written, but something part of his mind. What revolutionized Lumumba's thinking, because Kasavubu was more apologetic on his speech. It's like praising the Belgian for the independence, which Lumumba did not agree. Without further ado, I spoke about the youth, and I wanted you to feel free because you are here, part of us. You are the future. So I wanted one of you, one by one, tell us, what do you understand? What do you know about Patrice Lumumba? After you, and if it's something that you don't understand, that's fine. And after you will go to the women or the mothers or the women, and after the women's, it will be the elders' time, and after the elders, then we will have a panel. The panel will be more about organization, let's say from 1960 to 2025, how far is Congo benefited from Lumumba's mindset? Is Congo being astray, going to a wrong way, versus what Lumumba was thinking? What are the success Congo has benefited from Lumumba's mindset? What are the achievements Congolese people or Africa or the world has gained from Lumumba? And what are the failures? So, état des lieux, problématique, piste de solution. So that's what we will have in the panel to discuss before we go further in our programs. Because like I said, many countries around the world, when you travel, you see how much they honor Patrice Lumumba. But if you go to Congo, it's like nothing happens. Sometimes it's because of the person who took power after him, Mobutu, because he was the person who betrayed him, so try to delete Lumumba's image. Because if you compare to Zimbabwe, Mugabe was overthrown by Mnangagwa, but they still named the new international airport of Harare after Mugabe. So that people around the world, because the airport is what represents the image of the country from the foreigners. You know, you go to South Africa, they had to remove John Smart's name in Johannesburg airport to give Oliver Tambo the name for the Johannesburg airport. You go to New York in the United States, they put JFK Kennedy. But in Congo, only Boulevard Lumumba is representing Lumumba. So that's the panel we'll discuss. So for the time being, I would like to invite the youth. Please feel free to tell us what you know about Patrice Lumumba, what you understand about the Patrice Lumumba mindset. If you want to come in front here, feel free to do so. If you want to speak from where you are seated, we are okay to listen to you. Okay? So you are part of the, it's just we are trying to encourage you to be more expressive, to express yourself. One day they will ask you, are you from Congo? Yeah. Oh, can you tell us about Congo? Can you tell us about Patrice Lumumba? We don't want you to scatter and start thinking, oh, I don't know much. Is that okay? So please, it's your time. Mama Flor and the rest, we give you a few minutes to tell us. If you want to come and stand here, that's free. If you want to speak from where you are seated, that's okay. We are here to listen to you, okay?
J'ai 80 ans et je suis tombée amoureuse de ce mélange. Plus besoin de lunettes. Voici une recette merveilleuse pour vos yeux, avec un seul ingrédient spécial. La vue est l'un des sens les plus précieux, mais malheureusement de nombreuses personnes sont confrontées à des problèmes de vue tout au long de leur vie. Et si je vous disais qu'il existe une solution naturelle pour améliorer votre vision? Voici une recette simple et efficace qui peut révolutionner votre vision du monde. Êtes-vous curieux? Continuez à regarder cette vidéo et découvrez comment cette recette peut améliorer votre vie. Notre premier ingrédient est le concombre. Il suffit d'un seul concombre anglais. Le concombre contient des fibres, des sucres, beaucoup de potassium, de calcium, de magnésium, de phosphore, d'iode, ainsi que des vitamines B et C. Grâce à ces nutriments, le concombre purifie efficacement l'organisme du cholestérol. De plus, il contribue à ralentir le processus de vieillissement et à normaliser le métabolisme. Le concombre est riche en caroténoïdes, qui protègent les yeux et favorisent une bonne vision, notamment en lutéine et en zéaxanthine, qui peuvent prévenir la dégénérescence maculaire liée à l'âge, l'une des principales causes de cécité. Mettez 200 ml d'eau dans un mixeur avec le concombre. Égouttez le mélange à l'aide d'une passoire. Versez ensuite le jus de concombre dans un récipient et ajoutez le jus d'un demi-citron. Buvez un verre de cette boisson une fois par jour. En plus de la boisson, vous pouvez utiliser le concombre en usage externe. À l'aide d'un linge ou d'une gaze, appliquez des tranches de concombre uniformément sur vos yeux. C'est un excellent moyen de reposer vos yeux. Laissez agir les compresses pendant environ 10 minutes. Maintenant que vous connaissez le pouvoir de cette recette naturelle pour améliorer votre vision, n'attendez plus pour l'essayer et transformer votre vie. Avec des ingrédients simples et accessibles, vous pouvez avoir une vision plus claire et voir le monde d'une manière que vous n'auriez jamais imaginée. Ne perdez plus de temps. Prenez soin de vos yeux grâce à cette recette incroyable. Vous ne le regretterez pas. Vous venez de découvrir le secret d'une vie plus saine et plus heureuse grâce à une recette entièrement naturelle. Continuez à regarder nos vidéos pour découvrir d'autres façons d'améliorer votre santé et votre bien-être de manière naturelle et surprenante. Fini le gaspillage d'argent avec des produits chimiques coûteux qui ne font que nuire à votre corps. Voici notre conseil du jour. Essayez et dites-moi ce que vous en pensez. Que Dieu vous bénisse tous et à bientôt pour la prochaine vidéo. À bientôt.
Stay informed on Ranga TV and get the latest news about the economy, politics, community life and others. Ranga TV only on YouTube and Facebook.